Would I ever consider allowing someone back into my life after they tried to destroy my marriage? I never imagined I would, but here I am, having done just that. Let me share my story. My mother-in-law, Madison, never liked me. It wasn't anything personal. She was simply very protective of her son, Raymond. After her husband left when Raymond was just 3, Madison grew extremely attached to him. Though Raymond noticed it, he still sought her approval because she was his mother. Before I came into the picture, Madison had driven away every woman Raymond had been with. She used extreme measures to keep him focused entirely on her. When I showed up, her behavior didn't change. She did everything she could to push me away, but I didn't back down. I loved Raymond deeply, and he stood by me. When we got engaged, Madison approached me directly, asking me to cancel the wedding. "I can't lose my only son," she said. "He's all I have." I tried to understand her feelings, but I remained firm. "Raymond loves you, but he loves me too. We want a future together. Why try to ruin his happiness? He will always cherish you, but he's not just yours anymore." Her response was chilling. She threatened to destroy me if I didn't break up with Raymond. I stood my ground. In retaliation, she impersonated me to call off the wedding and even tried to have me fired from my job. It became too much for Raymond, and he made the difficult decision to cut her out of our lives. We had a small, quiet wedding and spent 6 blissful years without her interference. During this time, we had our son, Arthur. Although our life was great, I could feel Raymond's pain from Madison's absence, and over time, his resolve began to waver. Madison reached out, pleading for forgiveness. Using a new phone number, she sent endless apologies. "Please, Denise," Raymond begged, "let's give her another chance. She's alone now, and I want Arthur to know his grandmother." I understood his feelings. My own mother had passed, and I wanted Arthur to experience a relationship with his grandmother, but Madison's betrayal had left deep scars, so I was cautious. "She seems sincere," I said, still wary. "Let me meet her alone, without Arthur, and see if she's really changed." We met with Madison, and her apologies seemed genuine. After much discussion, we decided to let her back into our lives, starting with supervised visits with Arthur. She followed the rules, and while I still sensed some resentment, she was polite. Raymond was happy to have her back, and Arthur began to bond with her. For 3 years, things seemed to go well until Madison requested a day alone with Arthur. "I followed all the rules," she argued. "Don't I deserve some trust?" Raymond, eager to support his mother, agreed. Reluctantly, I allowed it. When I went to pick up Arthur, the house was locked, and neither Madison nor Arthur was there. Panic set in. I thought they had gone to the park or out to eat, but after calling Madison repeatedly with no response, anxiety began to build. Finally, she answered. Her voice was unnervingly cheerful. "Oh, Denise, what a surprise." "Madison, where are you? The house is locked, and I need to pick up Arthur," I said, trying to keep my composure. "Wouldn't you like to know?" she replied, sounding playful but evasive. "Madison, this isn't funny. Where are you?" "Arthur needs to come home," I said, frustration creeping in. "No can do, Denise," she said in a sing-song voice. "We're having too much fun." Her tone sent alarms ringing. "Madison, stop playing games. Where's my son?" I demanded, losing patience. Her voice turned cold. "Do you really think you'll ever get him back?" My heart dropped. Panic gripped me as her words echoed in my mind. I started recording the call. "Madison, this is serious. You need to bring Arthur back now," I said, trying to stay calm. "I'm not joking, Denise," she responded icily. "He's not coming back, ever." Her words froze me. Panic surged, but I had to stay composed. "Madison," I said, trying to control my voice, "give me back my son now. This isn't a game." "I've already told you," she taunted. "He's not coming back." "Please, Madison, don't do this. You're scaring me. This isn't okay," I pleaded, my voice shaking. "Just tell me where you are, and I'll come get him." Her laughter echoed, cruel and unnatural. Panic deepened as I realized she wasn't joking. "Are you scared, my dear daughter-in-law?" she mocked. "Does it hurt not seeing your son because of me? Why are you doing this, Madison? What do you mean?" I asked, struggling to keep it together. "This is how I felt when you took my son away from me," she spat. "How does it feel to be the victim?" "Madison, you're acting crazy. Stop this," I pleaded. Her rant continued, venomous and wild. "You made Raymond cut ties with me. You took him from me. Did you really think I'd let that go? Every word felt like a dagger, each more terrifying than the last. My fear for Arthur's safety soared, and I couldn't stop shaking. I switched the phone to loudspeaker and texted Raymond, detailing the situation while trying to keep Madison talking. Madison, this has to stop. If you're upset with me, fine, but leave Arthur out of this, I begged. I'll do whatever I want, she responded coldly. You took my son, so taking yours is fair. Think about Raymond. You love him, don't you? What you're doing will push him further away. He'll resent you. I tried to reason with her. Raymond will come around, she sneered. Soon, it'll be just me, him, and my grandson. We'll be happy without you. Raymond will never forgive you for this. He's already on his way to find you, I said, hoping to unsettle her. It won't do him any good, she retorted. He won't find me or Arthur. I'll tell him where we are once he realizes the mistake he's made. Marrying you? She sneered with icy confidence, but I was done playing her games. I've had enough. Madison, tell me where you are, or I swear I'll call the police, I yelled, my voice trembling with a mix of rage and terror. Madison's laughter rang through the phone, cruel and calculated. Go ahead, Denise, call the cops. It won't make a difference, she taunted, sending a chill of dread through me. What do you mean? What have you done with Arthur? I demanded, panic creeping into my voice. My heart raced as I stood frozen on her driveway, feeling powerless. I'm not even in your state anymore. Madison's voice was sharp and cold. By the time the cops get involved, we'll be long gone. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I struggled to breathe, trying to steady myself. You're sick, Madison. You need help. This is madness. Her voice dripped with venom. Raymond will come back to me. Arthur loves me, too. We'll be a family without you. You took my son, Denise. Now I'll take yours. I was left speechless, her twisted words cutting deep. My grip on the phone tightened as every nerve screamed with fear for my son. Meanwhile, Raymond was filing a report at the police station. I stayed on the line, desperately trying to keep Madison talking. Then, there was a noise on the other end, loud banging, followed by Arthur's muffled voice. A mix of relief and terror flooded me. What's going on, Arthur? Why are you locked in the bathroom? I asked, my heart racing. Madison snapped, barely containing her fury. I know what you're doing, Grandma. Arthur's defiant voice rang out. You lied. You said my parents wanted to surprise me, but I heard you on the phone. You won't take me back to them. His words hit me hard. Arthur had seen through her lies and was standing up to her. Stop being dramatic, Arthur. Madison's voice softened in an attempt to manipulate. We're just having fun. Your dad will be here soon, and we'll all be happy without your mom. Hearing Arthur's bravery gave me a spark of hope. He was fighting back. I shouted into the phone, my voice full of resolve. Arthur, Mommy's here. I promise you, your dad and I will get you out of this. Be strong. Madison scoffed. There's no point, Denise. You're making promises you can't keep. But I wasn't listening. I was focused on my son. Arthur, listen to me. You're so brave. We're coming for you, I said, my voice filled with reassurance. Then, to my surprise, Arthur spoke again, calm and steady. Mom, don't worry, I'm okay. I called the police from the hotel phone, just like you taught me. They're already on their way. A wave of relief washed over me. My son had remembered our safety lessons. Despite his love for his grandmother, he had done what was necessary. What did you do, you little brat? Madison screeched. You called the cops on me. He knows what to do when he's in danger, Madison, I responded, my voice now steady. Your game is over. Madison's desperation grew. I can still take him, Denise. He's still with me, and you don't even know where we are. Arthur's voice interrupted again, firm and resolute. There's no point, Grandma. The cops are already at the hotel. You can't get me before they arrive. Mom, we're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Come get me. Madison's fury erupted. You brought me here, Arthur, and it was a mistake. She spat. You're just like your mother, wicked. Her words lost all power. Arthur's courage had shifted everything. Help was on its way. But I couldn't act rashly. Madison, stubborn and deluded, still thought she could manipulate her way out. Your son won't stand by you in this, Madison. He's at the police station right now, reporting you, I told her. No, he wouldn't do that to me. Raymond wouldn't betray his own mother, she responded, her voice full of disbelief. Why don't you ask him? I shot back. I'm already at the station. At that moment, Raymond entered. He had been working with the police, just a block away, while I kept Madison distracted. His face showed a mix of anger and concern, and I handed him the phone. Mom, what have you done? Raymond's voice trembled with rage. How could you kidnap my son? How low can you go? Madison's face hardened, but she defended herself. Why are you so angry, Raymond? I just wanted my son back. I didn't hurt Arthur. I wanted you back. Don't you dare insult my wife or justify what you've done, Raymond snapped. You're the one who's wrong. After today, I regret ever letting you back in our lives. Madison's voice cracked with a mix of anger and desperation. I'm your mother. I should come first in your life. Your wife has poisoned you against me. That's enough, Raymond said firmly. The fact that you refuse to take responsibility says it all. I've filed a police report, and I'm pressing charges. You're going to jail, Mom. Madison's eyes widened in shock. You want me to go to jail? Absolutely, Raymond replied coldly. You'll pay for this. No forgiveness. We'll file a restraining order. Stay out of our lives forever. Raymond's decision was heartbreaking, but his resolve to protect our family was unwavering. The bond between him and his mother was beyond repair. Madison's defiance crumbled when the police arrived at her hotel. She cried, begged, and promised never to repeat her mistakes, but it was too late for mercy. Raymond and I embraced as the police took her away. Arthur, safe at the station, was finally back in our arms. That evening, our reunion was filled with tears, hugs, and promises never to let him out of our sight again. We praised his bravery throughout the ordeal. Madison, who had spent most of her money on her reckless actions, couldn't post bail. When we informed the family of her deeds, they were appalled and severed ties with her. Alone and abandoned, Madison faced the consequences of her behavior. In court, Madison showed some remorse, but it was too late. After a psychological evaluation, the judge sentenced her to 6 years in prison for her malicious actions. With restraining orders in place, Raymond and I finally felt relief. Arthur began therapy to help him process the trauma, but he remained the joyful, bright child we knew and loved. Back home, free from Madison's toxic influence, we started rebuilding our lives, cherishing every moment together without fear, manipulation, or regret. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Stay stunned.